Graduation is an exciting time. It's both an ending and a beginning. It's warm memories of the past and big dreams for the future. Now, I request our Chief Guest, Dr. 𝗔𝗟-𝗔𝗠𝗘𝗡𝗡 ma'am, former Professor, Chairman and Dean, PG Department of Education, Bangalore University, to address the gathering. Please, ma'am.
A very, very excellent and heart-freshening good evening to one and all. So, the highly distinguished chairman of Al-Amin Educational Trust, Janab Umar Ismail Khan, and the esteemed honorary secretary of Al-Amin Educational Trust, Janab 𝗔𝗟-𝗔𝗠𝗘𝗡𝗡, and very, very dynamic principal of the college, Dr. Sudha. I am extremely committed and one of the most prominent principals we had, Dr. Ramesh. And we have learned the teaching faculty of Al-Amin College. We have a very good supporting staff because since a long time I am associated with the institution in various capacities. I have been seeing that the supporting staff is also very, very active and dynamic. And we have very young and very bubbling, very beautiful and handsome prospective teachers here, all of you, who are beloved students, invitees, parents, and other supporting staff. It is really a day to be remembered. And I would like to congratulate all of you for two reasons. One, first of all of you, the fourth semester students who have received the certificate today, who are graduating today, for that a congratulation. Secondly, I would like to congratulate all the prospective teachers here who have got admission into Al-Amin College of Education. And why I am congratulating you? Because Al-Amin College of Education is one among the best teacher education institutions of the city. You all must have already experienced very, very serious academic environment. Apart from that, n number of learning experiences you are being given on the campus and outside the campus. Mr. Raghavendra was reading out the 2020-22 and maybe a year's report. So there I know, even otherwise I know, that the lot of experiences that you are gaining, that would definitely mold the personality. This Al-Amin institution is for not only transforming education, but for transforming the life of students. Because I know that I have seen the founder of this institution, the founder chairman, Dr. Mumtaz Ahmad Khan, was not only a leading educationist in the Karnataka, but also a person known for his service to the community, to the society and to the nation at large. And also a person with belief in social responsibility. And a person who had the human values to the core. So, though we had such a person as a chairman, but whatever it is, now Umar Ismail Khan, who has succeeded him, I really like to congratulate him because he carries forward all these legacies and he has imbibed all these attitudes, character, behavior and all the values from his father. So I feel that whatever it is, this institution is shaped by the founders, chairmen, secretaries and the principals of these institutions, and probably I know that the institution that the College of Education was taken to heights in its academics and otherwise, especially College of Education, maybe under the leadership of Dr. Ramesh, and now taken by Dr. Sudha, with all utmost academically highly committed staff members who are also very well versed in their academics. So that way, I'd like to congratulate all of you for having chosen one of the best institutions in the city. And now, when some of the students, when they are expressing they are giving their reflections about the college, so from that we can understand how much that they are taking back. And it is very, very essential that you are all prospective teachers. As prospective teachers, whatever was required to equip all of you, the knowledge, the skills, the values, and the attitudes, or maybe the behaviors and your actions, I know that it is all being, definitely it is being done by the college in your pre-service. And now you are graduating and you will be going out of the college, and where you are really going to face so many challenges. And now definitely you all know, as prospective teachers, here in your pre-service, you had several activities, several experiences, and lot of indoor as well as outdoor experiences, and that has definitely transformed your life as a prospective teacher. But once you enter, probably what is that is being there for you to that confronts you, or maybe in a 21st century, how are you? Because as students, you must have learned that you are going to shape the future of the country. So when you are going to shape the future of the country, especially in 21st century, the teachers has a very, very important and significant role. And when, unlike the traditional teachers, or unlike teachers maybe some time back, maybe 2 or 3 decades back, what we used to do as teachers, no more that would be helpful for a 21st century students. So for that, you need to continuously equip yourself as teachers. You need to continuously adapt yourself to the changing demands of the society, because we expect a 21st century student to be creative, to think critically, to solve problems, to have the awareness, that is the global awareness, and one should have the adaptability, and he should have the communication skills. He should know how to collaborate, and he should know how to integrate technology. He should be a digitally literate, and he should also be aware of technological tools which are changing every day. So for all that, because not only they are the 21st century, the global or whatever the requirements that any student should face it in 21st century, keeping this in mind, like every country has its own system of education modified. And you all know that even in India, that we had NEP 2020, National Education Policy of 2020. So the National Education Policy of 2020 focuses on making our country a super knowledge power. We want to put India on the global map as a super knowledge power. How do you put our country as a super knowledge power? That is possible only when our future citizens, and those future citizens, to shape them, to stand out, to face the challenges of the 21st century, that is in your hands. And how do they become the global citizens? How do they become the citizens who can face the global challenges? That is possible only even when these qualities are developed in them, these skills are developed in them. The NEP 2020 also focuses not word memorization. We don't want the students just to memorize the bookish knowledge or maybe the textual knowledge. We want our students to be problem solvers. We want our students to analyze the material. We want our students to evaluate the material. Now you all know there is a bombardment of information from multiple directions and from multiple sources. There was a time when teacher was the only source of information, or maybe the libraries or books were the only source of information. But now the times have changed. There are multiple sources from multiple directions because of the advances in the science and technology. We have multiple technological tools available. There is a lot of information available. And as students, probably, you all might have learned, when a child comes to the school, the teacher, HS, or maybe the teacher, it is the teacher who shapes the future. And now when we say, now earlier we used to believe the child comes to the school like a clean slate. Now that slogan does not hold it, right? Does not anymore, we can believe in it. Nowadays the child does not come to the school like a clean slate. He comes to the school with a lot of input which he has acquired from multiple sources and from multiple directions. Because we used to believe home was the first school, mother as the first teacher. No more home and mother, they are the sources of information. There is a lot of technological devices from which the child is receiving lot of information apart maybe from the family or whatever the siblings. The child comes to the school with lot of input. Now what is the role? Now no more in 21st century we should believe ourselves only to be teachers. No, we need to kill the teachers in ourselves. We should become facilitators. We should check out what the child has brought to the school as an input. Then you need to build over that cumulatively. So for that, understanding the child's or maybe the understanding the cultural diversity is very, very important for a teacher, and look for what each child brings with him and then build over it. So that is very important. In 21st century, we all need to become, teachers need to become facilitators. Because no more the job of the teacher is delivery of information, and that information is available from multiple sources. And now as a teacher, what is that you are doing? Is that in technological tools are going to substitute the teachers? No. No time a teacher can be substituted by any technological tool, not in a robot. Because whether it is a robot or whatever type of automatic machine, whether you call it a computer, you call it whatever it is, the intelligence of that robot or a computer cannot go beyond the intelligence of a human intelligence, because everything has to be done only with a human touch. Because artificial intelligence also cannot be built without a teacher or without a person. So that is the reason that whether it is whatever the type of technological tools, they all need to be used by teachers as only teaching aids. They are all, because maybe sometime back we were using blackboard, chalk piece, maybe the globe, or maybe the pictures, maybe other types of experiments and all that. But in 21st century, we are using all digital tools. That is only to aid our communication, to help the teachers to communicate effectively, and so that learning becomes effective. So it is very, very essential in 21st century that we make our students creative. Creative in the sense that they should be able to innovate. They should be able to believe in going out of the box. It is not remaining within the box. You cannot create or you cannot have new ideas. So you need to be very, very creative. And for that, opportunity should be given to the students, both maybe within the classroom, outside the classroom. We used to believe that the future, or maybe the destiny of the nation or the future of the nation is shaped within the classroom. Now these four walls of the classroom are not adequate or sufficient for a learner in 21st century. Now we need to break these walls. We need to take the whole globe as a classroom. The whole world is a classroom. So no more the knowledge can be created only with the textbooks. It has to be an experiential learning. The learner should be given an opportunity to experience concretely, see, observe, analyze, evaluate, then take a decision. You need to develop these type of qualities, then only he can develop critical thinking. The teachers at any time, at any whatever it is, should never become the propagandists of any ideology. The job of a teacher is only to describe the facts. Leave it to the students to judge it. Leave it to the students to critically evaluate it and then to conclude. Because as teachers, we should not give the do's and the don'ts. Because when he once goes in a situation where these do's and don'ts does not work, he will be lost. He can no more solve the problem. Always allow the student, describe the facts, allow them to interpret, take the decisions and ask them to collect the decisions. That means we need to follow a discovery method or an approach of teaching. We need to use the discovery method of teaching. We need to use the experiential learning methods. We need to use the dialogue method of teaching. No more the monologue method will help. No more the teacher should be keep delivering the lectures. No more the student should be passive listeners. It has to be a dialogue method. And we need to now in 21st century personalize the instruction. How are you going to personalize the instruction? If there is a class of 50 students, is it possible for a classroom teacher to look to cater to the needs of all the 50 students individually? That may not be possible. But with the availability of the technological tools, it is possible to personalize the instruction, allow the learner to learn at his own pace and take and learn. That means you should also develop the ability. The ability to learn is very important in the 21st century. The ability for lifelong learning. Because when we talk about adaptability, adaptability comes only when a person learns new things. So the ability to learn, not just the academics, but everything. That adaptability, lifelong learning, critical thinking, and creativity and innovations are very important skills apart from communication and collaboration. What we call it as socio-emotional skills. It is not enough if you are having only the STEM. What is that STEM? You all know it. Science, technology, engineering and mathematics. We call these STEM as a very, very productive courses or maybe the productive fields where there is a lot of innovation. Apart from STEM, we also need to develop human beings into humans. For that it requires socio-emotional skills also. Until and unless there is a proper communication, until and unless there is an interpersonal communication, until and unless there is a collaboration, right, you cannot develop this communication and collaboration. So for that as teachers, you need to encourage maybe the team teaching, collaborative teaching, or maybe cooperative learning. There are various ways, and maybe to develop even the critical thinking. Allow the students, I am telling you, you are all prospective teachers, allow the students to ask questions. Never tell the student, this is a silly question. Never tell the students, don't waste my time, don't ask. No, you cannot develop critical thinking until and unless you allow the student to question. It is not necessary that a teacher cannot be a moving encyclopedia knowing everything under the sun. In case if a teacher does not know something, for that the student and the teacher should work collaboratively. I am telling you, out of my 40 years of experience, never give a wrong answer to the student to save your face that I should not just cut a sorry figure before the student. Let me tell something, don't do that. Because you can always say, I don't know, I can tell you tomorrow. You also go and check some sources. Come tomorrow, we will discuss. There is no harm. And that should not become a habit for a teacher that every day tell I don't know anything, you come tomorrow and tell me. Right? That should not become the habit. That is once in a way. A teacher should always have a edge over the student. So for that, the teacher should keep evolving. The teacher should keep adapting themselves. The teacher should always update themselves. Whether it is a technology, whether it is a digital literacy, whether it is artificial intelligence, or whether it is anything, you need to update yourself. So the socio-emotional skills are very, very important. Where if at all you are having only people who have technical knowledge, who are having only content knowledge, if they are not male teachers, if they do not know the cultural diversity of the children, if you do not know where our children are coming from what backgrounds, if you do not understand the cultural gap, if you do not understand the social lag, if you do not understand the children's diversity, maybe their needs or psychological needs, that means you are not a human teacher. It requires, you need to develop among the children the tolerance. You need to develop among the children cooperativeness. You need to develop among the children maybe the harmonious characters. You need to develop moral characters or moral judgment. Because as teachers, all the time we will be busy in completing the syllabus. If you are completing the syllabus, that is not the end of the job or the responsibility or the duty of a teacher. Developing character, building character, developing values is most important. Because without these socio-emotional skills, without these attitudes, right behaviors and values, that means the society will not progress. Any society, to have an inclusive society, to have a just society, there need to be an equality. We need to be sensitive to the issues, whether they are social issues, whether they are cultural issues, whether they are socio-economic issues. You should develop the sensitivity towards these issues and how to solve them. And you also need to promote among the children global citizenship. It's not just merely having the emotional integrity, national integrity, that is not just adequate in 21st century. Apart from emotional integrity and national integrity, you need to move forward, you need to promote global awareness. Maybe global issues, it may be the environmental issues, or maybe like climatic change, or maybe the poverty, or maybe the inequalities. There are so many issues that need to be dealt with globally, not by just individuals or maybe organizations. We all need to promote such type of qualities among the students. And for all this, it requires a adaptability. So the students should also be learning to evolve. Like what they were learning earlier, maybe from the textbooks, nowadays they are learning from the tabs, maybe from the laptops, from maybe the computers. The gadgets have changed, and now there are multiple sources are there. And there are also teachers should also become digitally literate. Teachers should also use blended learning modes. Maybe apart from the traditional classroom, the teachers should also become how to use maybe the digital tools also. That is very, very essential. All of us have experienced a sudden pandemic for which the teachers were not prepared. That is true from the offline to the online. Because there is a lot of digital divide. Not all teachers, they were equipped how to use these online platforms. Not all teachers probably possess the technological tools which were required to reach out to the students online. So with such an urgency, still the teachers were successful after maybe a few days to reach out to the students and to take education to their doorsteps. So for that, we should also laud the teachers. For almost more than 1.5 years, they have taken education to the doorsteps of the children. So for that, it is very, very essential that as teachers should also become digitally literate and how to use these digital tools also. So for that, it is very essential that blended mode of learning, both into that is offline, within the classroom, traditional mode, as well as the online platforms need to be used by the teachers. There are plenty of things that we can speak, like how a teacher should be, or how a learner should be, and what is the responsibility of a teacher, because I am extremely happy you all took a oath that you are going to, whatever the duties of a teacher is there, whether it is professionally, academically, or ethically, you are all going to discharge those duties in a very, very efficient manner or in a very, very successful manner. So true to ourselves as a teacher, to discharge our duties, as teaching is considered to be a noble profession. If we simply believe that it is a noble profession, we will not be doing justice, but at the same time we should know that it is a challenging profession. Because what I learned some 40 years back, that has become obsolete now. Now what is required for my students, for them to become in future employable, that need to be learned by me, that need to be learned by you. Like almost all the parents, no more the education is a consumption, education is an investment. Because parents take a decision to invest maybe in an institution, maybe in a course, or maybe in a particular job that is thinking the futuristic employability or maybe the employment opportunities, social desirability. There are so many dimensions to that. So if you want our students to be employable, we need to equip them with all these skills, whether it is a knowledge, whether it is appropriate technical skills, the competencies, the right attitudes, the values, the moral character, all these things in a combination put together, then only it is going to become a successful individual in the society. We should make our students responsible. We should make our students to take responsibility for their self-learning, because it is a teacher, as a facilitator, you should monitor, you should supervise what a child is learning, because they should take the responsibility for learning responsibly as well as safely and ethically. Because as parents, we need to monitor the children to check out what the children are learning, whether it is a safe information or whether sometimes the data is lost, sometimes money is lost, sometimes like maybe there are certain unethical, maybe socially undesirable messages, information. So one should know what information to be used or not. Maybe after the supervision of the parents at home, it should be the responsibility of the teachers to monitor and to supervise the children if they are online or when they are using the digital tools. So that becomes the job of a teacher as a facilitator. Tell them what is right and wrong and what sources and how that should be used. There are plenty of things that can be told. That means, one thing I would like to congratulate that you are all going to join the teaching profession. I would also like to tell you, always feel proud to be a teacher. Never compare yourself to a doctor or to an engineer or to your sibling or to anybody or to your brother or maybe a cousin or to a neighbor. Don't think that he is so and so, so and so, because we consider teaching to be a mother of all professions, and teachers are the ones who produce engineers, doctors, scientists, everyone. Okay? So, first of all, you should believe in yourself, right? Be confident. You are the ones who are producing all others, right? Be confident, feel proud of your profession. So, I do not know where I should end, because I simply start, I don't know where to conclude. Keeping the time, right? And you are all probably waiting since morning. Only one thing I would like to tell you, like somewhere Ratan Tata had said, nothing can destroy iron, right? But it's rust itself. So as teachers, do not allow yourself to be destroyed by becoming lazy, right? And understand that your duty to evolve and to adopt and serve the children, maybe the community, or maybe in the long run to the nation. And this is all possible when you become the good human beings. I would say that whether you are a teacher or an engineer or maybe doctor, I always tell in every way, anything you become, but try to become a good human being first. Because if he is a good human being, he will definitely be best in his profession. Because one needs to practice a profession ethically, morally, with a social responsibility, apart from the knowledge and apart from the technical skills and competencies which are required with right attitude and values. With all this, I would once again like to congratulate all of you on this great occasion, and I would also like to congratulate the college, principal, teachers and all the supporting staff, as well as I would like to congratulate the management who are highly supportive and best in giving the support. I knew right from beginning, starting from Dr. Ramesh to Dr. Sudha and other teachers till today, I was told that the management is very, very supportive, very, very conducive, non-interfering and highly supportive to all the teachers as well as the students. I hope that this is a quality with what we are talking about, the being humane to the core. So with this, I wish all of you all the best and a great success. God bless all of you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all of you.